What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Everything NYJ on this Wednesday night. Man, a lot to talk about. We have a great guest with us. Liam's back with us, and it's Dolphins week. Ugh, jeez. And I brought in a Dolphins fan with us. I don't know what I'm thinking. Guys, this is
I'm here
Johnny
every
Cruz
week.
of Let's Talk Sports. Liam is here as well. Johnny, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. And yes, I am a Dolphin fan, but I am, as you can see from the name, I am the Yankee fan. I am a New York Yankee, born and raised. I just happen to be a big time fan of Dan Marino, so they won me over. Dan won me over, so I'm a Dolphin fan. But um, I'll keep it real. We'll have a good time here, man. For real.
Liam, what's up, man? How are you?
Wish I had a little bit more to be excited about for this game, but unfortunately I don't.
Facts.
Um, the only thing that is keeping me going, and sorry, Johnny, but hopefully we can knock the Dolphins out of the playoffs. Hopefully the Bills beat the Patriots, and neither one of us get in except for the Bills. I guess that's just me being a miserable fan. That would make me feel a little bit better, but overall, nothing to play for. Just completely heartbreaking the way this team fell apart. Somebody needs to be held responsible. Uh, Once again, we have more questions than answers. We don't know our quarterback. We don't have faith in our head coach. We don't have faith in our offensive coordinator. We're going to break it all down. We're all going to get into it. But first, and first, Johnny, I just wanted to mention that you could follow us on all social media platforms at Everything NYJ. Gino's looks like he's going to pull it up. Maybe not. I don't know. Yep, there it is. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course YouTube at Everything NYJ. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, subscribe, or if you haven't done so already, great way to support the channel. Bring wonderful guests like Johnny on. Um, yeah. So, where do you guys want to start?
Johnny,
The-
how long have you been doing this for? You new to the scene, or you've been doing this for a while?
No, I'm. I guess I'm a rookie. You would say
Okay.
I'm still in my first year of doing this. It might be, it might be a little over a year to, I don't know exactly what time when it started, but I wanted to get into it a few years ago. I mean, I've always loved talking sports. I mean, I played everything growing up, so I've always loved competition. I've always loved watching, playing, talking sports. I've always wanted to do something. I actually signed up to go to broadcasting school on March of
Oh, wow.
2019, and then of course, like that very evening was the notorious Utah Jazz game and COVID, and I had literally just signed up that morning,
Mm.
paid my deposit and everything, and then it just, what I'm saying, it just never happened. So I tried to do a podcast by myself, but when you're working full time and with a family, it's hard to do something by yourself and edit it and do all that stuff. So
Oh
um,
yeah.
I couldn't really get it going, but then I was lucky enough to find Dan Harris with Let's Talk Sports. He gave me an opportunity, he gave me a platform, so I've been on there ever since, and I'm loving it, man. It doesn't get any better than talking sports, bro. This is my therapy. I tell him, bro.
Yeah.
It's what Dan has created out there in London is very special. I love
Yep.
what he does. You do a great job out there as well. But
Appreciate it.
I did the thumbnail 2023 because technically, Liam, isn't he our first guest in 2023? Technically on Wednesday night, right? Technically,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So
All
I'm
right,
very happy to kick it off
appreciate
with you.
it. I will take
Yeah.
that. I'm proud to be the first one of 23, man. Hopefully, it'll be a great year for all of us, man. For real.
Yeah. Hopefully, man.
The
So
crazy part, sorry, the
yeah,
crazy part
go
is
for
when
it.
you
Go
were
for
talking about your disappointment, Liam, and all that stuff. Like if we were
it.
on a podcast that you couldn't see us, like you could be talking about the Dolphins. Like it's the same exact thing. Just a nosedive, more questions than answers going into the off season. I mean, we have a little bit more to play for than you guys, but that's the only difference. Like I said, if you close your eyes, I would think that I'm talking to on a Dolphins podcast, man. It's crazy how both teams, because for a second there, I thought all three of us were gonna make the playoffs.
Well, what is your level of confidence? Like, what are your overall thoughts on Tua? Because I feel like at least like you guys have like your quarterback figured out for the most part.
Well, I mean, I have confidence in his ability.
Okay.
The kid can clearly play. he still, I mean, he still needs to develop some things. He needs to work on. I mean, he's got good pocket presence, but he needs to realize that this isn't college. You're not quick enough to get away from people like you did in college. So stop trying to be, you know what I'm saying, that guy that can get away. If the play's not there, just get rid of the ball. That's one of the things that honestly leads to a lot of his injuries is him holding on to the ball.
Yeah.
But his accuracy is good. He, you know, this whole thing that he can't read defenses is ridiculous because the kid, you know, he's got great eye manipulation. His anticipation is really spot on. So there's traits there. Does he have the strongest arm in the world? No, but he has a good enough arm that he can make plays, especially with those weapons around him. The thing is the injuries, and it's always been the injuries. Going into that draft, I tell you know a lot of Dolphin fans get pissed off at me, but I didn't care who we picked. I was so happy with what Brian Flores had done, and the direction we were going that I thought any of the quarterbacks you know would be good, you know, for the team. They went with Tua, so he's a Dolphin. So I'm a root for Tua to be successful. But the injuries have always been a concern. So that's where I lose my confidence because I mean, like clearly he's about to miss his 5th game this season, and then now these concussions are, you know what I'm saying? This is a serious thing. So this is something like he really needs to think about. I want the kid to obviously, and I don't mean to call him a kid, but he's you know half my age. So I want him to do what's best for himself and his family and stuff. But as
Absolutely.
far as confidence, I have confidence in his ability. I just don't have a lot of confidence in his ability to stay healthy. That's my problem.
Right, right. No, yeah, I mean, I completely understand that. It is concerning with all these concussions at such a young age, because at some point you do think about life after football, like it's
Yeah.
still a human being.
Right.
And not to like switch subject, but like the human being aspect was really displayed Monday night, with Hamlin, was prayers up for that, just absolutely tragic, so hopefully he's heading in
Absolutely.
the right
Amen.
direction. But it really does shine like it does shine a light that like these are human beings, they're players, like
Mhm.
they do feel these injuries, it's like even like with Tua, it is concerning, he's what, 23 years old, 24,
24,
multiple
yeah.
multiple concussions, like
Mhm.
that's gonna creep up on you, man, like all injuries, like the broken
Right.
bones, like he's gonna feel that when he's older, so it's like just staying healthy is really like the most important thing. And like rival fans, rival teams, whatever, it's like you don't ever want to see a player get injured, we know all about it
Facts.
too, we've had multiple injuries too, so
Yeah, no, yeah, no. First and foremost is the safety and health of the players. That's always the top thing. And yeah. So shout out to the young man's family and his friends and Bills Mafia. That's one of those. It doesn't matter what team you're rooting for. I'm praying and sending all good vibes and positive energy their way. You know what I'm saying? It's deeper than football at that point when it's something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's about somebody's
yeah,
life. So you know what I'm saying? You want him to, of course, be okay. Um, so I mean, it's an unfortunate thing. Like as safe as they try to make football, unless you're gonna put flags on these guys,
yeah,
injuries unfortunately are gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to like brain injuries and stuff like that, that's where it gets a little scary. And then of course, the infamous Thursday night game against Cincinnati with his fingers all jacked up. I mean, that's
yeah,
just like my wife, me and her were talking about it the other day, and she just talked about how that image was just like, it's just in her brain. So I get it that people, but he's 24. He's a grown man. He's got a newborn. He's got a wife. He's gonna have to make the decisions that are best for him. But at the same time, I mean, like I said, injuries are gonna happen. This is a rough sport. So you just hopefully the Dolphins do the right thing by him because there's talk that if we make the playoffs, they're hoping that he could play. And I'm of the opinion. I mean, if he's cleared and he decides that he wants to play, then whatever. But if it was me, I would want him to just take the 8 months off, let that brain heal. Work on your, you know what I'm saying? Watch a bunch of film, work on the other aspects of the game, let your body get some time to heal, and then let's see what happens next year because we're obviously sorry to disappoint any Dolphin fans that are watching there, but Tua is going to be the quarterback unless he retires next year. So, get the Lamar Jackson and all that stuff. Get that out of your head because it ain't happening, people, for real.
do you think like the injuries are mostly caused by like the incompetence of your offensive line, or like where do you think these injuries are stemming from?
Well, I mean that's part of it, which is it's a sad thing. I actually talked about it on my show a little earlier. Let's Talk Miami Dolphins on the Let's Talk Sports Network. Shout out to Dan, like you said earlier, Italy Jet. I mean the offensive line is average at best. You know what I'm saying? They're okay, or they're a little better than average when Teron Armstead plays, but of course he's another one to where when he plays he's great, but he doesn't ever play a full season. So
Right. Yeah.
it's a little bit the offensive line, but like I mentioned earlier, his desire to like want to make a play even when there isn't a play there has caused 90% of his injuries. If you remember the hip injury in college, you know what I'm saying? The play was over to get rid of the ball. He tried to roll out and make a play, and then he got tackled last second as he got rid of the ball and busted his hip. You know what I'm saying? It was the same thing with both ankles that he hurt. It was, you know what I'm saying? And it was the same thing with the concussion. He thought he was quick enough to get away from that Cincinnati Bengal player, and he basically got suplexed on the, you know what I'm saying? The scary part is that this last one was just a routine tackle. And granted, he held on to the ball there too and tried to make a play, but he got rid of the ball, and it was just a regular tackle. He tried not to land on his left shoulder and decided, you know what I'm saying, turned himself and wound up hitting his head. And yeah, that's the scary part about the concussions. I think I would put like 70% of it on him, honestly, because you need to learn to, when the play's not there, just get rid of the ball. You know what I'm saying? You're not Josh Allen, you're not Patrick Mahomes, you're not Justin Herbert, you're not 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 240, and you don't run fast enough to get away from these defensive linemen. Just be you, play your game. You're a pocket quarterback. Can you roll out on some bootlegs and stuff? Sure. But once somebody's getting close to you, if it's not there, get rid of the ball. So I would put more of it on him and his development as far as learning to get rid of the ball. But I mean, the offensive line isn't great, so it doesn't help. But I would put more of it on Tua himself. He needs to learn how to protect himself a little better.
So, with that being said, do you think with Thompson coming into play now, right? Do you think your running game and your wide receiver game, do you think that's enough against the Jets?
Against this defense, bro?
Because you're stacked there, but our defense is good, but only our cornerbacks are showing up at this point. So,
well, you've got, you know, we talked about this before, bro. You've got Q in the middle, who, in my opinion,
didn't show up last game. To be
he
completely
did.
fair.
That's the thing. Exactly.
Right, but you know what I'm saying? But he's still there. So that means you need to be paying attention to him. You know what I'm saying? Because he can wreck a game. You know what I'm saying? He is, in my opinion, you know, it's him and Aaron Donald as the best defensive lineman. You know, I know Dolphin fan. I like Christian Wilkins a lot. He's having a great season. Right. But when it comes to pressuring the quarterback up the middle, he is as close to Warren Sapp as I have seen in a player. In Quentin Williams. So I love the kid. He's a great player. So that worries me. Sauce has been as advertised. Yeah. Reed on the other end is underrated or doesn't get enough love because he's balling out over there. CJ Mosley was one of the best signings. I was so jealous when you guys got him a couple years ago. Yeah. So that, and then Robert Saleh is just, you know what I'm saying, he's doing a good job with that defense. That defense is legit. I've been telling people all year. So, I mean, you're asking a 7th round rookie, you know what I'm saying, we got Tyreek Hill. We got the weapons. We got players to make plays. You know, this is a Mike McDaniel game, just like it was last week. But that's something that I've tried to tell Dolphin fans too, is you got to take into account this is Mike McDaniel's first year as a head coach. So he's going to make some mistakes. And one of his mistakes that he's done, unfortunately, consistently throughout the season is, you know, get away from the running game, which is, you know what I'm saying, kind of disappointing. I understand you have the two weapons out there in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but if you're running the ball successfully, especially when you have a backup quarterback or a young quarterback, it takes so much pressure off of them. Keep on running the ball. He tends to get away from that run, so that makes it, you know, that has come back to haunt us a couple of times. You know, can Skylar be successful? I think he can. He's actually got some good traits. That's why they kept him on the roster. Right. You know, he's got a decent arm. He's got some mobility. What I'm saying? He can read the field, but again, there's a reason why he was picked in the 7th round. So I don't have I have faith because I never lose faith.
Right.
I just don't have much confidence.
I understand
that.
that.
You know, saying that the team will do a lot. Like I said, he's gonna have to get the ball out quick into the playmakers' hands and let them make the plays.
Yeah, I feel like he kind of does like the best, like what you could ask for a 7th round pick to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Absolutely.
he's doing the best he can. So obviously the Jets are familiar with him playing him again this season.
Right.
Um, I mean, the last time that we played, like the Jets was playing like a top 3, maybe a top 5 unit. They have kind of fallen off the defense, but like the verdict is out. To beat the Jets, really, in general, it's just you don't target Sauce, you don't target DJ Reed. You kind of just attack the safeties and the linebackers and try to stop the run. Teams know how to play the Jets now, So I'm wondering if the adjustments are going to be there from the Miami Dolphins this weekend because as me and Gino sat through, the Jets are very beatable.
Yeah,
I
unfortunately.
don't know what happened, but it's the truth.
Well, it's crazy as you say that. That's one of the things that has been an enigma for the Miami Dolphins is we have a very talented tight end in Mike Gesicki. I'm not going to go all world like a lot of Dolphins fans want to go because he has great hands. He's got great size. His catch radius is huge, but he is, forgive me, but he is soft as Twinkie filling. Because he ain't trying to get hit, bro. He ain't trying to get hit. So a corner's gonna bring him down. Anybody's gonna bring him down. And the fact that that Mike McDaniel has not found a good way of using him all season has been a little disappointing. I know he's not the prototypical tight end for this offense. I get it. He ain't George Kittle. He ain't saying a good blocker or whatever, but he's an offensive weapon. So hearing you say that attacking the middle of the field with tight ends or running backs and stuff like that is that worries me. But again, if he's the offensive genius that he is, I would hope that he would make some adjustments from the first game and find a way to get Mike Gesicki involved, get Durham Smythe, the other tight end, involved, and run the ball, man. Run the ball, take some pressure off this kid, and maybe we'll have a chance.
Well, that's another thing I wanted to ask you. What are your thoughts on your head coach, Mike McDaniels?
Well, I mean, I love his attitude. I love his demeanor. I love his relationship with the players. He's definitely the new age head coach. He's younger, so he vibes with everybody. So that's a good thing. He's a little cocky. He's a little, he knows that he's good as far as his offensive mind. I mean, some of the route patterns and stuff like that are ridiculous. Like, he's offensive minded. It's awesome to watch, especially for the Dolphins, who our offense the last 20 years has been crap, basically. Like, we've always struggled to score points. So to actually see an offense that can move the ball down the field and put points on the board has been exciting. So that's been good. So I'm happy with that. Does he need to, he needs to get a little more discipline with the penalties. Penalties have been an issue in our losses. And then again, some of the decisions that I like him being aggressive. I'd rather you play to win than to play not to lose. So I like that about
Adam
him.
Gase did.
Right. Oh, dude. I mean, we could do a whole show.
Yeah, we could do a whole show
on Adam Gase. And I told Gino straight up, the best thing that Adam Gase did for you guys is Joe Douglas.
Amen.
And I called it when it happened. When he got JD from the Eagles, I was like, damn. He's gonna. Adam Gase ain't gonna do good, but he's gonna do good. So I was glad that the organization did right by getting rid of Adam Gase but keeping JD there. Like, I was worried that they were just gonna clean house and stuff, but they were smart enough to keep him there. But no, I like our coach. This is one of those. I hope our owner isn't going to interfere and want to make a drastic move because of this, this historic collapse.
Yeah.
Give him a chance. You're saying he's this switching coaches every couple years. You're never going to be successful, man. Like, let the kid, let him grow with the team. I feel that's what I'm saying. If there was no camera, we would basically be talking about the same thing on both sides.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So hopefully they leave him alone. I think he needs a better defensive coordinator. I appreciate the fact that he tried to keep it intact the way it was because the defense was successful the last couple of years. But obviously, you see that it was more Brian Flores than Josh Boyer. So I wouldn't be surprised if they get a better defensive coordinator. There's talk of Vic Fangio because of his connection, with Mike McDaniel and Bradley Chubb from Denver. Another one is Lovie Smith. If he's not kept with Houston, I would love Lovey to run the defense, but he needs a veteran coach on that side of the ball, so that way he can just focus on the offense and be the CEO of the team, and then just let a good gristled veteran defensive coordinator handle that defense, and he'll be straight. But I like him. Like I said, the fact that we actually score points after these 20 years of it always just seemed like such a struggle for the Dolphins, man, to score some points, bro. Adam Gase had like one good year when he finally decided to give Jay Ajayi the ball, and Jay Ajayi went nuts that one season. He did that like he did not want to do that, but he was kind of forced to run the ball, and then we had some success. But besides that, man, it's been a struggle to score. So I definitely like that. Like I said, I like his mindset. I like his mentality. I like his relationship with the players. So, hopefully they stick with him. And actually, you need some continuity, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this changing coaches every 2-3 years. There's no way to actually build something.
Dark
Bro, I would be so pissed off. I would be happy for y'all, but I would be so pissed off if something like that happened. And the crazy thing is that Brian Flores, the one good thing he did, he tried to get Mike McDaniel the year before as his OC.
Right.
And Kyle said, yeah, that's not happening. You know what I'm saying? Kyle blocked that one there because I think, I don't know how they would have gotten along or whatever, but everything happens for a reason, and now he's our head coach. And nah, man, don't leave us and go to the Jets, man. That would be horrible.
Yeah, I Solid would scoop him up in 2 seconds. Too.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
They're friends.
Absolutely,
They have
bro.
a
Yeah,
history.
They're boys. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, that would be a scary thought, bro.
It would.
But I think, to turn it back on you, what do you guys thought on LaFleur?
A lot of people want him
he's
fired.
up the tree. He's up the same tree.
Yeah, there's mixed messages, right, Liam? I would say that, right?
Yeah. I like him.
Right.
I'm kind of forcing myself to like him in a way, though. It's like
Zach Wilson. We're trying to force ourselves to like Zach Wilson, but it's not happening. At least that was right.
If there's
an
upgrade,
that's not good when you gotta force yourself to like something. That's never good.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I feel like he was better last year than he was this year, actually. Be, it's just like some of the play calling is just completely like out of left field. It's like we're down by 14 on Seattle's 40-yard line, 4th and 2, and they punt it. It's just like some of the weird play calling. It's like they give up on the run.
Would that be a solid? That would be a solid decision, no? To punt
it on doesn't call the offensive plays.
Right, but
I guess it could be.
You know what I'm saying? He would make that decision though, as far as punting the ball on 4th and 2, I would think, as the head coach. But I feel you though. But do you think it's LaFleur, or do you think it's the quarterback situation? Because you definitely got the skill pieces. I've told Gino plenty of times. I love the skill players there. Big time Michael Carter fan. Breece Hall, it's a shame the kid got hurt. He's a baller. That kid is going to be nice, man. Hopefully he comes back healthy from the ankle. Garrett Wilson turned into a player. Elijah Moore. So you guys got weapons. Is it LaFleur or is it the quarterback issue?
I think it's just a lot of newness too. Because think back to week 1. It's like Garrett Wilson was on the sideline. It's like it took them multiple weeks, and it took Elijah Moore trying to force his way out of town to realize that he's a slot receiver. Slot receivers tend to be smaller guys, and that's what he is. He doesn't belong on the outside. So it's just like I feel like he almost doesn't know who he doesn't know the talents maximum.
How to use the talent, right? How to maximize.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the best way to. It's just tricky because it's like I still don't know what he is. It's like some of the play calling is like he's gotten away from what made him famous, like his creative play calling and everything like that. He's kind of bland down the offense a lot, but a lot of it could, he doesn't have faith in his quarterback. You could tell he doesn't, so if we could get Frank Reich in the building, I would take that in a heartbeat. If we could take an
Amen.
upgrade over LaFleur, I
Oh
would
yeah.
take that in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
But like if he come like I would be, I guess, willing to give him one more season. I really don't want to though. But it's like if we can't get like somebody like a Frank Reich in the building, then like whatever, keep him like one more year because it sounds like he's gonna be back no matter what. Salah has already, stuck his neck out for him and said, "Oh, Kyle could have used me as a scapegoat a couple years ago, and he kept me."
Okay.
I
So
don't know.
he already made it clear that might. I mean,
Yeah.
but then again,
Yes,
he could be saying that
it's
now.
coach
Okay,
talk.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Right.
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 So the way I'm hearing it is, if you guys had a choice, you would probably move on from him.
Right.
Only for Frank Wright, or just move on
Well,
from him.
I'd have to see
Period.
who else is out there.
Yeah,
Right.
you gotta.
Right.
A lot's gonna happen this offseason. It's for a lot of teams
Right.
we're in that era now of even after just one season, maybe two. A lot of things change in that third
Yeah.
season. But I know me and you, Johnny, have always talked about you gotta give that person that 3 years. But
Yep.
sometimes with that third year, sometimes people just don't want to. But for
Well,
me,
sometimes they don't even get that third year. Even like look at like Nathaniel Hackett with Denver.
I know, right? But
Yeah.
that's another story. That's a
well,
whole other
Yeah.
story.
that's a whole other.
But overall though, I think I'm kind of done with LaFleur, but I think they're gonna keep him, but I think they're gonna take that one coach away. Calabrese, right? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Calabrese,
I think that's gonna be the guy that's gonna go, and then they're gonna keep LaFleur. That's
Is
how
is he the quarterback's coach? Is that your quarterback's coach?
Yes. And I think what's going to happen is if maybe they'll bring in Frank Wright for that role is what I'm thinking, but you never know with that. But if that happens, if LaFleur's out, then definitely bring it. Shoot, have Frank Wright do both QB and offense squad. I don't care. As long as they bring someone that's a QB specialist at this point.
Right.
Well, like the other thing too is like there's really no like adult in the building. It's like rookie head coach, rookie offensive coordinator, rookie quarterback. It's like Greg Knapp was supposed to fill that void. Obviously, he passed away
Right.
tragic
Rest in
bike
peace.
accident.
Yeah.
So it's just like we need that like adult, experienced NFL guy. He's been around a couple franchises. He knows what a competent NFL team is supposed to run like because I'm not a season ticket holder, but you have season ticket holders going to training camp, and they're saying, "I don't know what the hell's going on there." Like, it's like apparently, like even like the way like Salah runs practices, like kind of strange. So it's like you need that like experience, 10, 15, 20-year guy that doesn't want, he doesn't want to be the head coach. He doesn't want the spotlight, but he can do it. Just kind of sit back and be like, "Listen, like this is the way I would do things." Just that adult voice in his ear. I think something like that would really benefit the Jets.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel you on that one, and it's almost like our teams mirror each other. That's what I'm saying, because I feel the same way as far as on the defensive side of the ball. We need that grizzled, former coach who specializes in on the defensive side of the ball to help. Yeah, the adult in the room is perfectly well said. I totally get that. You need to have that. You need to have that experience to help you. To somebody that you can lean on. You know what I'm saying, that can help, that has experienced it, has gone through it, to help you, to help you navigate through the season and stuff like that. So that makes total sense. Any other options besides a Frank Wright that you guys would be happy with?
As of right now, no for me.
Out there.
Yeah.
I just have to see who's out there,
Okay.
Come back to me in like 2 months and I might be able to have a better answer for you, but it's like
exactly
that seems to be
just
like
don't take Darrell Bevel, bro. Don't take Darrell Bevel from us, bro. He's talk about working with quarterbacks, bro.
Yeah, I know.
He's, you know what I'm saying, he's somebody that but I mean there's
talk
that he might get a head coach. He might get a head coach spot somewhere.
Hey, if he gets a head coach, a head coaching job, there's this offensive coordinator named Dowell Loggins. He's great. You guys could have him.
I'm good. I know that name. I'm good.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Well, Johnny, before we go, what is your prediction for this game on Sunday? Last game of the season for both of us. What's your prediction?
I think it's going to be a close game. I think both teams will probably struggle to score, to be quite honest. I'm going to give it to the Dolphins, but slightly. I'm going to say 17-14, maybe 20-17, something. It's going to be a close, tight game. Like I said, we'll be lucky to score 20 points unless, it's one of those 5-yard slants to Watt or Hill and they break it 80 yards. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But I don't see us putting,
Can I
multiple
stop you for 1
drives
second?
together. Go ahead.
You have to say hello to Elmo.
What up, Elmo? What's going on, bro?
Yeah.
If you don't, he raises hell. He's back apparently. I thought Elmo was like dead or something. He hasn't been on the show in months. But I'm glad to see you back, Elmo. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Elmo.
What's up,
Gino,
man?
say
Shout
hello.
out Elmo and the whole Sesame Street gang, man.
Didn't mean to interrupt you. It's just he gets crazy
You
at the
good,
Elm.
bro?
So
You good, man?
Hi,
It's all
Elmo.
good.
Hi,
now,
Elmo.
I have a question for you though. You guys, are you guys still eligible to make the playoffs? I think so, right?
Yeah, we need to
Is it a win and in?
Well, no. We need to now. We need help. We need to win a game, and we need the Patriots to lose. So we
Okay.
need that combination there. And I was confident about the Bills Patriots game a few days ago. Now with what's going on, I have no idea, what to expect in that Bills Patriots game. I don't. I mean, I don't know how some of those guys. Some of those guys may have a hard time playing. To be quite honest. So, and then you got Bill Belichick, which, as much as people want to poo-poo on Bill Belichick and whatever, Belichick or whatever, he is still one of the best defensive minds ever. So he'll come up with something, but I'm hoping Josh Allen makes enough. I mean, he's a stud. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you got to give Josh Allen his props. So hopefully, but we got to handle our business first.
Yeah,
or
right.
It doesn't matter anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because if we would have won last week, we would have clinched the spot, but we couldn't even do that. So, but yeah, we need a little bit of help, but we got to we got to win the game first. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm expecting a tight game, and if your boy Q doesn't wreak havoc and and we don't make too many mistakes, I think we can just slightly pull this one out.
No promises.
Right. Right. All right. What about you, Liam?
It's at the point I don't know what to expect anymore. I really don't. It's like every big game. It's not a big game, so maybe they'll come out and ball out. I don't know. I mean, the Thursday night game, they're warming up, and you have Quincy Williams, Quinn's brother, dressed up as the Grinch, like on the sidelines, and that should have been a business trip. Every game that we have had to win, we're 1-5 after the bye. Worst team after the bye. I don't know what to expect. I don't even know if our starters are going to play. Like Dwayne Brown, he might just sit this one out. George Fant might just sit this one out. Dwayne Brown came back with a shoulder injury, needing surgery. He believed in this team that they can make the playoffs this year, so he played through it. We kind of let him down, so he might not even want to play Sunday. I don't expect to see all of the Jets starters. Mike White is still injured. I don't know why he's out there at this point. He's injured. I would rather have Zach Wilson in this game, to be completely honest with you. No sense in
I agree
rushing
with you on
an
that
injured
one.
player
I'd
out
rather
there
have Zach Wilson
for a
out there.
meaningless game. Well, yeah, I think you guys all would. But I mean,
yeah.
it's just like, why play Mike White injured for a meaningless game? It just doesn't make any sense to me. To me, his contract game was the Seattle game, and he completely crapped the bed. He's not getting that big contract. You want to bring him back as a backup? I'm fine with that. But you cannot trust him to be your starting quarterback in the future. Um, I I don't know. I can't bet against the Jets though, especially against the Dolphins. They do play, they do play each other hard. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
Being the last game of the season, I would personally, if we can knock the Dolphins out and the Patriots, that's a win for me. At this point, it really is. That's just
Well,
the hater Jet fan in me.
players may be thinking that way too. To be quite honest, it's a divisional foe. So what better than to play spoiler? But if you don't mind, real quick before we get out of here, before I get out of here, the Zach Wilson, Mike White, like what are the feelings on that? So I hear you, Liam. Basically, he lost his opportunity in that Seattle game. Are you feeling the same way, Gino? Because I know you had mentioned that you would re-sign him to a couple years and see what's up. Are you still in that mindset, or did that game blow it for you too, to where you're like, find somebody else to compete with Zach?
First of all, I'll do my prediction in our next video. We have a preview video right after this. But right now, about the Wilson and White, honestly, I don't know. That's why I thought a week ago. That's why I thought actually a month ago. So now I'm like, I don't even know anymore. I don't know. I think they're gonna bring him back anyway. I don't think they're gonna get rid of Zach Wilson. I have a feeling they're gonna bring Mike White back. But I know Flacco's gone, but I guarantee you they're going to bring in a veteran. I just don't know who it's going to be yet because there's going to be a lot of things that the Jets got to do this offseason because there's a lot of one-year contracts. So it's just going to come down to who they think is best for their system, and the coordinator is going to come in too. So to answer your question, I don't know.
Hey,
Well, you see, like the
keeping
problem with
it
this
keeping it
season,
real, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
going into this season, most Jets fans, I don't think we necessarily were expecting playoffs. But when you start going 7-4, the
Mm-hmm.
expectations change.
Right.
Going into the season, though, we wanted to know, will Zach Wilson make that second year leap? Will Robert Saleh develop as a head coach? Like, will the coaching staff as in general develop? So
Right.
now we go out of the season. We don't know what Zach Wilson is. We don't know who our quarterback is going to be.
Mhm.
We're not really sure about Robert Saleh and LaFleur because
Right.
it's an indictment on coaching. When you go 1-5 after the bye, that's you have a historic collapse. That is on the coaching staff. So we don't know. I think Robert Saleh, no matter what, is going to get that third year. I don't see them moving on from him, but he's definitely going to be on the hot seat. So it's like this was a failed season. We have more questions than answers going into next season, and we don't really have the draft capital or the cap space to kind of reset this once again. So it's a really tricky situation.
Yeah, it's crazy how much we mirror each other because the Dolphins too are 1-5 after the
Yeah.
bye. They beat the Texans and then have lost 5 straight since then.
Yeah.
And I, that's something I talked, with Dan about. Shout out Dan Harris, Let's Talk Sports, big time Jets fan. One of the things we talked about at the beginning of the season was, I mean, I expected you guys to be better. I expected the Patriots to be fourth in the division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
our discussion was always, the record doesn't matter. The point is Zach going to be the guy?
Right.
That
Yeah.
was the whole thing. So I mean, of course, when you get to 7-4, just like when we got to 8-3, you kind of got to recalibrate your thinking at that point. Like, maybe we got something more. But it didn't work out that way. So yeah, I feel you. It's like, yeah, you got the same questions you did this coming off season as you did last off season. That's not a good feeling, man. I feel you on that
But
one.
at least going
Then
into
again,
this season, we had more faith about Zach Wilson now.
Facts.
Not me, but I understand. He did, but I didn't.
I thought he was going to play well. I
Well, we
thought,
went in thinking that like, hey, like, I didn't think he'd get any worse. I thought like maybe he just kind of
that's
stays
true.
stagnant. He's gotten worse this year. He has.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So we're thinking like, can he make that next step? All right, if let's say he didn't make that next step, but he stayed at where he was at his rookie year, I think that was a competent quarterback.
Right.
After this, he's completely lost his confidence. He can't move the ball. He can't. He's overthrowing screen passes, 5-yard
Right.
passes. He's throwing it over
Right.
guys' heads. No arm control. It's just he's gotten worse. And like maybe we did get our answer. We don't have our quarterback. Zach Wilson is not the guy moving forward. So maybe we did figure that out.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Well,
not the answer that we were hoping for. I don't know. Sorry, Gino.
I just know it's the Jets. And just like you said about the Dolphins, it's the Jets. This doesn't surprise me at all. I've been feeling about this for a very long time. My quarterback was Geno Smith. So it's like it is what it is now. Now I'm just like at this point where I'm over it. Like just let's get it together. We already had a wasted season when it comes to this part where we should have made the playoffs. Right. And I know people are like, it wasn't a wasted season. I'm like, no, we were ahead of the rebuild. We were way ahead of the rebuild. All we had to do was figure out the O-line, the safety position, and the quarterback. And I think a lot of us got our answers. I think a lot of us are still like up in the air with stuff. For me, I'm like, just take care of business. Just take care of business. Get it done. I don't care how you get it done. If you go out and get Lamar, go get Lamar. If you go out and get Minshew or Brissett, go get him. I just want to win. That's all we want to do. That's all I want to do for both our teams. We just want to win.
Facts.
That's all I want to do.
Facts.
Exactly.
I feel exactly the same way, bro. Like I said, I don't like to say failed season because some good stuff came out of it. We've talked about this on the show the other day, Gino.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's disappointing. It's extremely disappointing, to be quite honest. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? You did get some answers. You know what I'm saying? Like you got some players. You hit on all 4 of your first picks in this draft. You know what I'm saying? So you have the building blocks. Yeah, of course, everything always rides on the quarterback, unfortunately. So I mean, but I agree with you. I think they have to keep him for money purposes and just
exactly.
to see. But hopefully, hopefully he gets this, between the ears straightened out, and he really dedicates himself in the offseason. Then you never know, but it's gonna be an interesting offseason for both teams, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Facts. Johnny, we appreciate you being on the show, buddy. Always a pleasure, man. Where can they find you real quick?
You can find me all over Let's Talk Sports, on the Let's Talk Sports Network, the YouTube channel. You can find me on Twitter at the Yankee Fit. I don't do a lot of social media, but I am all over Twitter. I will be doing a show tomorrow with my boy Gino and Jude Jet, on their show tomorrow at 8 p.m. to talk some more Jets Dolphins, and then I will be on with Nick Botkins of the Botkins Show, and then I will be back on Friday night 8 p.m. Let's Talk Miami Dolphins on the Let's Talk Sports Network, bro.
Cool. All right, guys, you can follow everything NYJ on all social media platforms right here: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also follow Liam, my boy, on all social media platforms, and you can find me on all social media platforms, Italy Jet. Johnny, always a pleasure. Good luck this weekend, even though we hope that you lose. But Liam, see you in the next show. Johnny, good to see you. Have a safe night, everyone.
Appreciate it, folks.
Good night.